Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing miracle knots on ourselves for the first time. I've never done this style ever, especially not on my own head. So we're learning together, but don't worry, I did a little research. I ordered some curly hair from Amazon, human hair at that. And I wanted to show you guys everything I'm using before we get started. As you can see, I've taken over my bathroom vanity here. We have blow dryer, combs, brushes, shampoo, and conditioner I've already used. The leave-in, I put that in a spray bottle with a little mix because moisture is everything. I got my clips, hair butter braiding gel. I love that braiding gel. Crochet needle. And of course, a little edge brush with a comb on the end because we're trying to be precise. I have my chair and the three-way mirror. Now listen, this mirror plays tricks on your eyes when you're trying to part your hair this small for these braids. I'm not even gonna lie, a little challenging, but when it comes to actually getting the hair styled and seeing in the back, is perfect. So we're gonna make it work. And this is my first time, so we're gonna make some mistakes and we're gonna fix them together. And in this next clip, I'm watching the curls. Let's get into it. And I'm gonna just leave it all on here because I am concerned. If I take it apart, it'll just make it messy. Sorry guys. Alright, let's figure it out. Let's get it done. There's one little strand loose already for some reason, so I have my finger in there holding that. Nice warm water. This hair is so soft. It's really pretty. The water running from it isn't necessarily that clear. Oh boy, that's a lot of color coming out that water. Oh no, see, this is why we wash the hair. Look at that. Yeah, no. Don't know where this hair been, factories and all of that stuff. We do not want that on our scalp, honey. Or our face. And the hair will touch your face. Alright. Go ahead. Get a little drizzle. Alright. Maybe I should have did each one individually. Who knows? Oh my goodness, what is up with the color coming out of this hair? Somebody asked me about that, honey. Well, no. Look how pretty these curl for me. Just from smoothing it. Oh, this isn't the best angle. I'm gonna get there, guys. Work with me. Alright. Look at all the colors. What is up? does not open. Get that out the way. Alright. Gonna have to get that on here. A little bit more right there. Okay, going to just run this right. Make sure we got conditioner through the whole thing. Definitely want gentle. Try this third one. Lost one. I'll just hold it like I do the other ones that I've loosed. Loosened it somehow. Or they came in there like that. Alright. It's all the way through. We're making a mess. Since this strand just gonna fit it to the side right there. And then going to rinse this out. And wait for the other strands that are not connected to fall off. And set those ones to the side. There we go. There we go. Alright, there goes the other piece that we're making on the fall out. Maybe another one will come. That's all dry. Alright, we are good with the hair. Now, actually, let me lay this hair right here and grab this strand that came loose, both of them actually, and I'm just gonna run the tangle teeth through it real quick. And rinse this off too. You know what I need? A microfiber towel. And it's right there. Let me grab my towel that I forgot to grab. question is, am I gonna need that? Do I need to keep this or no? Probably not. Really good question. I have no idea if I should keep this thing or not. Alright, the hair looks so pretty. She's just sitting there chilling. This here. Alright. We got shampoo and conditioner done. So now we need to gonna dry this out. I usually have a stand to put my stuff on, but unfortunately right now said stand is broken and Amazon delivered the hair and something else, but they did not deliver the stand. So let's see what we can make happen without the stand. We're just gonna lay it on this towel over here. I'm wondering if I should I'm gonna hold these pieces in here a little bit. Oh, let me bring this out one more time. Yeah, maybe we should bring them out one by one. See if we get any extra water out. Barely. This one. Barely. Gonna spray a little mixture on it. Alright. Rinse this out. Tangle teasers get full of everything very quick. Very, very gentle. Oh, getting the strand coming down already here. Be very gentle. And we lost another one. Alright, so this is held on by strings. I wish they came on the little rings, but we got strings. So let's separate these strings on this rubber band right here. Let's do that. My hair came from Amazon, like I said before, just in case. Alright, so now we have bundles that look like this. So let's just lay them down for now and let them air dry. I honestly would prefer to hang them somewhere. You know what, maybe I'll hang them on a hanger and let them dry that way. Maybe I can do that. And then these extra little pieces, where's the other one at? Somewhere in there. Alright. Now we got bundles. Look how pretty them bundles are. So gorgeous. So pretty. Alright, so we're moving on to stretching my hair. And this is where my Rev Air reverse dryer comes in. I actually really love my Rev Air for this step, but I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. It's perfect if you want a low heat, gentle stretch without putting too much direct heat on your hair, or any heat for that matter. It has a no heat and a heat setting. So it's great if you're trying to keep your hair healthy and prevent heat damage. It's a really great option. It's just that, if you look here, I have this thing all the way to my scalp. And yes, it's a whole section, but even if I was to make the section small enough to fit into this Rev Air to where the Rev Air could be completely directly on my scalp, it's still not going to be able to do what a traditional blow dryer can do with a comb. It just cannot do it. So, I don't know. Maybe if they were to put a comb in there or something, or I don't know. I just don't know. It just cannot do what a traditional blow dryer can do with the comb. And for braids, you need the traditional blow dryer and the comb. You just need it. The Rev Air can elongate the hair, dry the hair, make it easier to manage, but it just cannot give you that super sleek silk press type of blowout. And for braids, especially miracle knots or knotless, your hair really does need to be stretched and smooth at the root. So what I like to do is use this as my first step to gently stretch everything out, and then I'll go in with my side blow dryer and comb to really smooth it out and focus on the roots. And speaking of hair, let's go to the other end, from the roots to the ends. My ends, let's talk about those for a second. They are definitely telling me it's time for a trim. They are thin and tired, honey. We're not judging, just a little acknowledgement. And another thing, my biggest complaint with the Rev Air is if you have product in your hair like leave-in conditioner, it will transfer into the tube. And that means a whole extra task of cleaning the tube. So just keep that in mind. If you're heavy-handed with product, you're going to be cleaning the tube of your Rev Air. And yeah, we don't want to do that if we don't have to. So for this style, since I need my hair really smooth and stretched for the braiding, I decided to use both. And it's kind of the best of both worlds. Healthier way of getting your hair dry and stretched so you don't have to put too much heat on it and then still get that polished look, which is what we're going for. So I'm very happy to just use the Rev Air first to prevent heat damage, because I have very fine hair. As you can see, these strands are so fine, but I definitely have all the fluff and the curls and the coils, which I absolutely love my hair, so I just don't like doing it. And after doing this style, y'all, this is my last time I'm braiding my hair by myself for a while. For a long while. I'm over it. Made a few mistakes and had to start over. You'll see that as I go and I'll start talking about it, but it's not even that. It's just really hard to see, and I'll just be over it. Look how that hair plopped out of there. Look how pretty that is. But look at those ends, honey. The ends, as you can see, the roots are just still super curly, so we're gonna have to use that comb blow dryer real quick. Here we go. So I added these clips of real time with the Rev Air so you can see how long it takes for it to work without heat. Also, I should have untwisted my hair. Okay, so at this point, I finished using the Rev Air on all 4 sections of my hair, and as you can see, my hair is definitely stretched, but she is still very fluffy. The roots, the mids, the ends, all still really fluffy. Yes, it's stretched, but it's just not sleek, and for braids, especially miracle knots, we need smooth. And speaking of smooth, can we talk about my miracle tangle teaser here? I love her. I love this thing down bad. It makes detangling so much easier, especially on dry hair, but any hair. Wet, dry, curly, coily, straight, it just works. We love her. Especially when you're prepping for braids, you need your hair fully detangled, so this makes such a huge difference. We absolutely love her. We also love her for helping with these ends. So let's get a moment about these ends. They're so fluffy, but you can clearly see they're thin and tired. I couldn't just ignore it. I knew if I wanted the style to look really clean, I needed to trim this off. But I ended up like cutting my hair like all the way around. I shaped it. I removed the straggly pieces. I made sure all the dead ends were gone because I did not want that see-through look at the bottom of my hair. And let me tell you, cutting your own hair with this 3-way mirror, that was a workout. The mirror will play tricks on you, on my eyes, girl, on my eyes. The angles look different. Things look like they're one thing when they're not. It just takes a lot of patience. And I didn't just do one straight blunt cut. To truly get all the dead ends, I went in and moved the hair around in all the directions. I sectioned it vertically, diagonally, then horizontally. I pulled it forward. I pulled it back. I cut at different angles. I dusted here. I dusted there. I dusted everywhere. Because if you just cut it in one way, you're going to miss pieces. And I wanted to make sure all the damaged ends were actually completely gone. So honestly, between stretching, trimming, and reshaping, the first day was basically all prep. It took most of the day just to get my hair where I needed to be for the amount of time that I had to spare that day. So at this point, my hair is stretched, freshly trimmed and shaped and fully detangled. It took time and patience, but prep is everything. And now we're ready to see how this hair gets nice and stretched with the traditional blow dryer and comb, well, the side blow dryer and comb. And you'll see that on these next few clips. And there is a clip where I actually put how I cut my hair, because there was a time where I forgot to turn the camera on. And yeah, I did not get that. So I didn't get me cutting my hair. I wish I would have, so I could have showed y'all, but I didn't. But here in this clip, in the next clips, I am just using some tension by holding the ends, mid to ends of my hair, and going through with my blow dryer and comb attachment to get the hair nice and smooth and sleek from root to ends, so that it's much easier to manage and part and section for this style. And it will also help make the style last longer, the product lay better, everything, the hair in general, everything would just lay better and it'll just make the style look that much better. You'll see here that even with using that Rev Air on no heat, you're still gonna need some time and effort with the traditional blow dryer and some tension.
exterior. If you allow water to come in, now you have big problems to resolve. But once you have an envelope that's really dry, what insulates and you have systems and things that you need to you create a level
So I have on a black shirt, so I decided to hold this towel up so you can see exactly where everything is thin and needs to come off at. So I cut all of that. So this is what we're working with right now. I have 3 on each side, if you can see. Not sure if you can. Trying to figure this out. 3 sections, 3 sections, and then this is the middle right here. All right, so I have 5 braids done. Don't think this is gonna work though, because I think these sides might be too small. As tiny as this braid is it gonna focus? Can it focus? Oh, look, is that one of those moments where you do that? Oh, look how tiny this braid is. All right, this is how small the braid is, right? See how tiny that is? Teeny weeny 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 weeny. Teeny weeny. Come on. Come on. It focused earlier, so I have 5 braids done. I have a piece of the hair here. Very small, but I just don't know if this is gonna work, so let me unravel this a bit so I can braid this in and see what happens, because I think that how thin these braids are coming out. Let me put that piece down. How thin these braids are already coming out. I'm starting to wonder if this is even an option. With the hair, this the sections of hair this small is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to talk and concentrate. And all right. So we got the 3 sections out. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in here, in the middle, in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. See, I like braiding on camera, but trying to part on camera is not working. Can part on the mirror, and the mirror is better. All right. Let's see, is that enough? I don't know if this is enough, child. Looks cute to me. She's cute. I'm gonna have to curl it or whatever. But it's in there. Don't really. This doesn't look as neat as I would like it to, but maybe I'll fix this one and braid it up, braid it down a little bit more. But it's on there, doesn't feel heavy. Now the question is can we get some more up here? Let's see if we can crochet a strand at the top of one of these. At the top. Alright, so I'm just going to do it like that and pull the hook down, and we'll take one and bring it back through nice and gentle. It's there. I mean, it's there. Looks alright to me. I don't see why it's not gonna work. Okay. Now let's try one more in the middle and see what that looks like. Oh, that piece doesn't want to come off. What kind of new piece pretty? I knew I should have brushed this. Alright, I definitely should have brushed them. But here she goes. Okay. Then grab this same one and put the hook in the braid. Where is it gonna go? Alright, that's about the middle. Put it through like that. And then, yeah, I don't like it like this. I want to braid it in. I think I'm gonna take this out. And as much as this is okay, I think I'd much rather braid it in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start braiding it in as I go because I don't like this. Because even once I loop it through, like the amount of string that's gonna be hanging. Yeah, no, I don't like it like that. I can get caught. Nope. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna redo this one. This too, because like look at that string. Look at the string. Like that's all string right here that I'm rubbing my finger on. That is gonna get caught on my hair and damage my hair. Hell no. No. Nope. Not gonna be able to do that one. Alright, let's undo this braid then. Put that little piece there, and we're not gonna bother this in fear that it will damage my hair. It'll probably take out a whole piece of hair with it. Absolutely not. Hold on, let me undo this off camera. All right, so I took down this one and I started the braid with the pieces of hair. And what I did was I messed up a tiny bit, so I might actually redo this one. But right now, this is what we're working with and I like it, with the exception of the little issue here. So the issue is that I put one of these. I took one of the strands and I put this part here and then I started to braid down. Now, I must have put a tad bit too much into 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because you see how far this piece of hair goes down? But this one only goes like to right there. So yeah, it's down a little bit too long, but I might fix it. But otherwise, like, yeah, that's how it worked. So the goal is to put the little piece here, right here, and then start to braid it in. And that's what I did, but it ended up slipping a little bit. So it's a little off, but it's cute. And yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that because then you have no string hanging out anywhere, less risk of your hair getting damaged, and yeah, that is what I'm hoping for. Less chance of my hair being damaged when this is over, because I've seen some takedown videos, and yeah, some stuff is going on. So I'm trying to prevent that over here. So I like it so far. Let's move on. Alright guys, so this is what's happening right here. I did them like this, where with the braid hair, the hair coming out the very top of the braid, right? And I don't like it. I don't like it like this, and I also don't know if I have enough hair. I need to count this hair because, or I don't know, maybe I do, because as small as I'm making these braids, and this is really how small I want them, I may only have enough to put one strand of hair at the end of each one versus, you know, multiple on each strand, because some of these have two, some of them have three, and there are sections of my hair that are a little bit longer, and they're probably gonna need more strands if I keep spacing them the way that I'm spacing them. And look, my baby hairs are already coming out, so yeah, the idea of letting those stay in the braids so the braids last longer is not happening. Let's see, is this one where I can show? So yeah, so see, one at the top, braided it all the way down, gave it a space, and then braided down to my natural hair. This is my natural hair right here. So yeah, it's snug. See, it's not gonna go anywhere. Definitely want that to be neat though, so I'll fix that. But yeah, we're gonna take these out like this because I don't like the hair like this, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna have enough. So yeah, doing your own hair on a style that you've never done before can definitely be a process. But look how full it already is. Look how pretty it is. It's coming along just fine, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna have enough hair, and I'm not buying another pack of $260 something hair. I'm just not doing it. It had 5 bundles, so we're gonna have to just make that enough. So let's figure this out. All right, so this is where we at. Oh look, let me take this out so I can show you guys. Oh my goodness, what in the frizzy lizzy is going on? Ouch. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. I guess we're doing our own version of Miracle Knots because at this point, this is gonna be really fun. All right, guys, we are day 3 technically, but day 2. This is the front that I've gotten done. As you can see, we are making progress. It's very pretty. I love it like this. This is just one strand added at the end, but because some of my edges are shorter, they're only like 4 to 6 inches. Some of the hair is like far down, and then other pieces are like up close, because the natural hair isn't that long there. So yeah, join me. Let's go ahead and get to the back. I was actually able to go out this morning too and get a couple of quick errands done while my hair was like this, thankfully, since I did the front first. And these edges are not all the way even laid down. They're just laying there. So let's keep going. So excited. Can't wait for this to be done. Okay, here I'm just using this orange towel again so you can see how I parted the hair. Like I said, this mirror will play tricks on you. It was playing tricks on my eyes crazy, so I'm surprised I got this good of parts, but it was definitely a challenge. So here is what that section all braided up looks like, and then I just have that lower section to do. And here, that is the lower section all taken out. You can see how great of a shape and how I got all those dead ends off using this sheet. So you can see that how great that looks. Okay, so we are officially on day 4. At this point, I'm working on the very back of my hair, the last section. Day 1, I was so focused on the prep and cutting my hair and everything that, well, the stretching, the trimming, and the cutting of my hair. I was so focused, I completely forgot to turn the camera on. All of that reshaping and all the angles, it can turn into a lot of work, and I was just so focused between that and this mirror playing tricks on my eyes. I did not record it. I completely forgot to turn on the camera, but it's okay. I still wanted you guys to see the shape, which is why I showed that last clip of the back of my hair, because honestly, I'm really proud of how it even came out. That was a lot of work. When I take down these braids, I actually don't plan on braiding my own hair again for a while. I honestly wish I never had to braid it again. Maybe we'll get there one day. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a silk press so we can really see the shape and how healthy everything looks without the braids. Because after all that trimming and reshaping, we deserve to see that, honey. We want to see our work. So I'm not even gonna lie, this hair was an investment. It was about $270 from Amazon for 5 bundles, which for human hair, I don't know. I'm not really into buying human hair, so I don't really think I should have too much of an opinion, but that was a lot of money. But it ended up being over 200 individual pieces. 204 or 214. I'm not sure. So I'll definitely be reusing this hair. We're not wasting it at all. We're going to get our little money's worth. So right now, I'm just focusing on finishing the backup and making sure the braids lay as flat as I can get them to. Okay, here is all the braids completely done. Look how pretty she is, but still a little thin. So let's fill her up. All right, so this is all the hair pieces we have left. And I'm going to put some oil on. And we need that crochet needle to do so. So, ended up with a ton of braids and still decent amount of hair left. So happy about that. I'm gonna use it to fill this in. Fill it in. All right, so now we're at the part where we're just gonna add the crochet hair into the braids. This part is a little tricky. Each strand of the crochet hair has those tiny plastic pieces on each end of the string before the crochet curls actually start, and I wanted to get them to lay as flat as possible inside the braid. However, my natural hair is thin, so my braids are thin since my hair is so fine. So it was a little hard to hide them. The crochet hair itself is slightly thicker than my natural hair, so there's a little size difference when the braid transitions into the extension, but it's all right. You can't really see it with all the curls in the fullness, so that little imperfection just doesn't really matter. It's part of the reason why I decided to go back in and add these pieces so that, it just looks a little bit fuller. I don't like how you can kind of see through my braids and see my neck and all of that. That kind of reminds me of the scraggly ends. And I just don't want that look. I want a fuller, softer, more balanced look. So yeah, that's what I went for. So here you can see that I crocheted the hair in a few inches above where I added the crochet hair at the end so that we can hide any parts where my hair is thinner and where the crochet hair transitions and anything that may not be flat, and how you can kind of see through to my neck and through the parts. I want it to be a little bit more fuller there, and bouncy and full and pretty. So that's what you see me doing here. I crochet each strand on a few inches up, and I go ahead and with the string itself, I centered my braid on that little string so that, like here you can see I got the hook. I'm going to put it in and keep that little flap down. Put the string part onto the hook, close it, pull it through one end, but not both. And then if you look closely, you can see I put this needle down and I get it centered. I get the string centered on the braid and I just braid it down some. Braid it down enough to where the string is gone, and it kind of just wraps around itself. And look at her. She's nice and full and pretty. I love her. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.